Welcome back to another segment of Behind the Scenes of the Waltons. Today, I'm answering more of your questions in a segment of Ask Judy. If you're enjoying these videos, please do hit like and subscribe. My first questions here are from Julie Lee, who said in Season 1, Episode 15, the actress, who is the actress who plays Fanny at the telephone office? In that episode, Fanny Tatum was played by Dorothy Newman. In later seasons, she was played by Sheila Allen, the wife of Irwin Allen, who produced many of those big disaster movies like, The Poseidon Adventure. But as with many characters, it switched over the years what actress played a role. You also asked in Season 2, Episode 1, The Journey, was the gold coin that Maggie McKenzie gave John Boy a real coin, or was it fake for television use? I imagine it was fake. That's the type of thing that usually would not be real. I can't imagine them having a real $20 gold piece as a prop. So that would be my best guess, but I never saw it. I never touched it. And then the last question was the tattoo that Jim Bob got on his arm, a real one or a temporary one? It would have been a temporary one. David Harper, that tattoo would have been a temporary one because David Harper does not have an actual tattoo on his arm. This question is from Gordon Taylor, who asked, if there were extended scenes in a particular location, such as John at the Dewdrop, Richard at Boatwright, Eric in the POW camp, etc., would a second unit shoot those scenes while the rest of the cast shoots at the house, for instance? No. That would have all been the same film crew because the only second unit stuff we shot was typically at some point during the season when they were up in Franklin Canyon or Fraser Park. They would shoot all like sort of vehicles driving. Those types of things would be second unit, where they'd take a bunch of the vehicles up there, they'd tow them up to Fraser Park, and they'd have somebody from the transportation department drive the vehicles various different directions on pieces of road, so that when you saw episodes where there was one of the vehicles on the road driving between places, that they could cut to those sort of establishing shots, scenes that would make it seem like the person had driven further than they had, as opposed to everything being out in the backlot jungle area. And then you asked, while the lights, sound, etc. was set up in those kinds of instances, would you shoot a couple of episodes worth if you knew that what was in another episode? No, we shot one episode at a time, unless they had to do some sort of pickup shot from some problem with a previous episode. That rarely happened, but if they'd forgotten to get something and had to get it. The only time we shot the same location for more than one episode was when we did half days, because we did basically 6.5 days per episode. So if you started an episode on a Monday and you shot 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days, Monday through Friday on that episode, the following Monday would be day 6, and the first half of the day on Tuesday would be the half day. Then Tuesday afternoon, the next episode would start with a half day. So they would always complete a location. So let's say they finished the episode Monday or Tuesday morning on the front porch of the exterior of the house. They would start scenes for the next episode on the exterior of the house or the barn or someplace nearby, so all the equipment didn't have to move. My next question here is from Gary Riss, who asks, follow-up question regarding truncated episodes on TV. Who shortens the episodes to allow for more ads? I'm not totally sure, but it is probably the network, whatever station is going to be airing those ads, and that's why there is no particular rhyme or reason to where things get cut. That's my guess about who does it. It certainly doesn't go back to the original company that did it. So yeah, someone's just taking it and slicing and dicing to throw those extra commercials in. And then you said you've mentioned episodes typically are filmed in 6 or 7 days. Did they ever take longer? Something might have gone over a bit, but it would have been no more than half a day or partly into the beginning of the next episode. in speaking with Ralph Sinensky, when you see those segments, he talks about times where he had to do something in less time. He had to do it in 6 days because a show went over. And so by the time he was able to start, it wasn't a full 6.5 days. So that previous episode would have gone over part of a day, but nothing that ever really extended it. Just the budget wouldn't allow it. So they had to figure it out. So I don't remember anything going more than like a half day over. Your next question was, because of the cost of production, were scenes from different episodes ever shot on the same day? So yes, that would have been what I was talking about. Only if episode that was finishing on a half day or part of the same day, and then they would be planning already to start scenes from the next episode. But they didn't just say, okay, well, we're going to shoot everything on the front porch for the next couple of episodes while we're here. No, they would have to move around. They didn't mix episodes in that way. Typically, the director who directed an episode would direct everything in that. Every once in a while, a director had to do a reshoot or fix something that had gone wrong in a previous episode. So the new director might reshoot something from a previous episode, but that type of stuff was pretty uncommon. Now, when I have worked on some other projects, I was doing some directing for a show in Canada, and because of the tightness of the schedule and the sets and stuff, and they were short episodes. We were doing half-hour episodes, so I was directing 4 episodes, and we shot all 4 episodes kind of at the same time, as if it were a 2-hour movie. So in that case, there was a police station. When we were in the police station, we shot all of the episodes from all of the scenes from all 4 episodes, because it was the same, a continuing storyline from episode to episode, unlike the Waltons, where each one was kind of standalone. So we could kind of do it. It's what we call block shooting. But we did not do that on the Waltons. And this question is from Mrs. Beaumont, who is asking how you felt then and now years later about the parodies that were popped up on other shows, like on the Carol Burnett Show or Mad Magazine. I seem to remember, I always thought it was great. I thought it meant that we kind of made it. Carol Burnett Show was a big deal. I watched it. I enjoyed it. So for them to spoof the Waltons or Mad Magazine, to put a spoof on the cover of their magazine or something, they don't do that with things that they don't think the audience is going to understand or are going to make sense. So to me, it was sort of an honor. It meant they thought we were watched, viewed enough, had a big enough audience base that people would understand and have fun with what we were doing. So I thought it was fun. I still do. That's what I have for this segment of Ask Judy. If you have a question you'd like me to answer, please put it in the comments below. You can put it in the comments of any episode of my YouTube that you watch. I do look through all of those comments, and I pull things that maybe I haven't answered for a while, or maybe I haven't answered at all. So thank you for your various different questions. I always find them fascinating. I will be back with more behind the scenes of the Waltons, more of your questions in Ask Judy, and some more special guests. Thanks for watching.